Hello friends, welcome to another video of Hybrid Academy. We all have heard about USB, USB ports, USB connectors, etc. So today we will learn some more facts about USB, that is Universal Serial Bus. So what exactly is USB or Universal Serial Bus? Universal Serial Bus is an industry standard that establishes specifications for cables, connectors and protocols for the connection, communication and power supply interacting between two computers, peripherals or other computers, etc. Today, USB is a standard connection type of different types of devices. This simplified computer connectivity with a small and inexpensive interface. So basically, USB is a computer connector through which we can either connect two different computers, or we can connect computer peripherals, or we can even connect other devices which are actually made for computer or are to be interconnected. Now since we are treating this as a connector which can connect multiple things, so that is the reason it is called Universal Serial Bus. So that means it can connect like almost each and every device. Let's learn about the functions of USB. USB port allows a computer to connect to various peripherals like mice, keyboards, flash drives, etc. Now they are also used for charging various devices like smartphones, smartwatches, tablets, earphones and whatnot. Now the major functions of USB include connect devices to a computer to plug and play, transfer data between the devices, storing data and also device charging. So we have learned what is USB and what are the functions of USB. Let's know where we can find USB. We can find USB on desktop, laptop, tablet and even smartphones. So on the desktops, we often find the USB ports in the front and the back, and these are used as the most common method to connect peripherals like keyboard and mouse, etc. On laptop, these ports are usually on both the sides, left and right, and here also we use them to connect the peripherals. In tablets, usually USB connection is located in the charging port of the tablet. User can use it to charge the tablet primarily, but can also be used for data transfer and connecting accessories, etc. So using the USB port on tablet or smartphones, we can even connect keyboard and mouse similar to our computer or desktop, and we can also connect external storage devices or any other peripheral which is compatible with our tablet or smartphone. So again, as I said, this USB acts as a universal port which we can use to connect multiple things to our device. Moving further, USB have different types of connectors. Now these connectors are USB A type connectors, USB B type connectors, USB C type connectors, mini USB type connectors, micro USB type connectors and lightning cable. So to learn more about this, the standard A type connectors are the most common and original USB connectors which were initially made. So I hope everyone has seen these types of connectors. Every USB drive has this, USB pen drive has these types of connectors. So they are flat and rectangular and are original USB connectors. USB A is the most used connector and they support almost every Universal Serial Bus version from USB 1.1 to USB 3.0. You can find them on computers that can act as USB hosts. They are used in any computer-like device like video games, consoles, audio systems, DVRs, DVDs, Blu-rays, etc. They are found at one end of various Universal Serial Bus cables that connect to the host to a receiver device. They are also found at the end of cables which are hardwired to USB devices like keyboards, mouse, joysticks, etc. And these USB A type plugins are used for small devices that don't need cable. These plugins integrate into the Universal Serial Bus device directly like a flash drive. Now the second one is the USB B type connectors. So these are the standard B type connectors, and these are square shaped and usually have either a large square protrusion or slight rounding at the top. Like USB A, these are also supported in every Universal Serial Bus version. However, there is a second type of USB B called powered B, and that is only supported in USB 3.0. We often see it in large computer peripherals like scanners, printers, etc. Used on floppy drives, optical drives, hard drives and other external storage devices. And these are used on one end of the USB A-B cable, where type A fits into the type A receptacle on the host and the type B fits into the receptacle device like printer, scanner, etc. Now the next one is the USB-C type connectors, which is most popular these days. This USB-C type connector is small, thin, with an asymmetrical shape and oval appearance. It differs from type A and type B in more than just looks. One of the major differences is that it's reversible. That means there is no right side up for this connector. It supports USB 2.0, 3.0, 3.1 and even 3.2. USB-C comes with a 24-pin cable that can relay videos and data as quickly as 10 GB per second and power up to 100 watts. So we can use it for connecting peripherals, transferring data from one device to another and charging high-powered devices. Standard Type-C cables come with a USB-C on both the ends, but there are Type-C to Type-A converters that can be used to charge the Type-C devices or transfer data over a Type-A port. Type-C is gradually replacing the need of Type-A and Type-B. There are many devices like smartphones and smartwatches that use Type-C universal serial bus for charging and connecting. Apple's MacBook versions also use Type USB-C connectors. It is also used in headphones instead of jacks. Moving further to next type of connector, that is mini USB type connectors. Now these mini USB type connectors are actually of two types, type A and type B again, and are significantly smaller versions of type A and B. They are used in smaller devices for conserving space like game controllers, mobile phones, portable cameras, etc. They come in variant of 4 pins and 5 pins and are only available at USB 1.1 and USB 2.0 speeds. Now even if you look at the picture of these two connectors, you look at the edges. So this is the basic visual difference. However, the technical difference is that one has 4 pins and the other has 5 pins. Moving further, we have micro USBs, again another type of connectors, and these are also A and B, and these are again used for minimizing space in devices. These are much smaller in compared to the mini USB connectors. These ports are commonly available on devices like tablets, game controllers and smartphones, and they come in two configurations, one for USB 2.0 and another for USB 3.0 or later. Now the last type of connector is the lightning cable. This lightning connector is often seen paired with Apple devices. It came into existence in 2012 with iPhone 5 and has been a standard way of charging and connecting them to various other devices. It comes with Type A connector on one side and thin lightning connector on the other, which is almost 80% smaller than Apple's 30-pin connector. And just like Type-C cable, it is completely reversible. Along with charging the device, you can also use it for uploading and downloading videos, photos, music, movies, etc. And it is also used in Apple's earphones using a lightning to headphone adapter. Now let's do a comparison in all these types of USB connectors. So if you look at the column 1, which says USB type, we have type A, type B, type C, mini A and B, micro A and B and lightning cable. So if you compare number of pins, both type A and type B, they have 4 pins, whereas type C has 24 pins. Mini A and B, as I said earlier, it has 4 and 5 pins. Similarly, micro A and B has 5 pins and lightning cable has 8 pins. The shape of type A is flat and rectangular, type B is square, type C is symmetrical oblong. Mini A and B is Edwell shaped, which is roughly. Micro A and B is rounded top and a flat bottom, and lightning cable is a chip-like flat. Now we can use all these types of USB in various different devices or computers. So to know this further, type A can be used in computers, tablets, television sets, flash drives, keyboards. Type B can be used in printers, scanners. Type C can be used in smartphones and headphones. Mini A and B is usually used in digital camera, computer peripherals, etc. Micro A and B is used in smartphone, computer peripherals and video games controller, and lightning cable is specifically for Apple's devices. Further, let's compare them in terms of their speed and data transfer. So USB 1.0, which has a connector type of USB A and B, they support up to 12 Mbps, that is 12 megabits per second, and the cable length recommended for that is 3 meters. USB 2.0, they come in USB A, B, C, micro A, micro B, mini A and mini B. They support up to 480 megabits per second, and the cable length recommended is 5 meters. USB 3.0, which is a more advanced version, it again supports USB A, B, C and micro B, and this can support up to 5 gigabits per second, and the cable length recommended is 3 meters. Now another advanced version of USB 3 is USB 3.1 with generation 1 and 2, and this comes in USB A, B, C and micro B, and these can individually support up to 5 gigabits per second and 10 gigabits per second with a cable length of 3 meters. Next advanced version of USB 3.2 is only supported by USB C, and this can support a data transfer speed of 20 gigabits per second with a cable length of 3 meters. And last but not the least is USB 4.0, which again supports USB C. It supports the data transfer up to 40 gigabits per second, but the cable length is very short in this, that is only 0.8 meters, that is not even 1 meter. This cable length is decided based on the resistance provided by the cable and based on the current flowing from that cable. So suppose if you are flowing very high current from a lengthy cable, it might get hot and it may burn out. So that's why the cable length is decided based on the type of connectors and type of current flowing from it. Based on that, the data transfer speed is decided. Lastly, let's see the color conventions for USB port. So if you have ever noticed different colors of USB ports, there's a meaning to that color. So in case of white, we use white color for USB 1.0 for USB A, B and micro USB A connectors. Black is usually used for USB 2.0 or type A, B and micro USB B. Blue indicates the super speed of USB 3.0, that is type A and B. So if you look at the laptops nowadays, they come with a blue port, which indicates that this is USB 3.0 connector. Now the next advanced version is steel, which is USB 3.0 in the type A connector of generation 1. Red color connector is the sleep and charge USB A 3.1 generation 2 and 3.2. Usually it denotes an always on port. Yellow is another color for sleep and charge USB A, but for specifications 2.0 or 3.0, it denotes higher power or always on port. And last is the orange, which is again sleep and charge USB A as well, but for 3.0 specifications. It is sometimes charging only cable. So to conclude, USB is everywhere, from charging mobile and computers to peripherals. They help us achieve a lot, from connecting peripherals to charging devices and data transfer. It is evolving from USB 1.0 to 4.0, and the change has come a long way. They're getting faster and better. If you like the content, please like the video, share the video and subscribe to our channel.